Are the current severe weather patterns a normal occurrence at this time of the year? Did the South African Weather Service warn KwaZulu-Natal residents about today's deadly storm? What is the extent of the damage caused by yesterday's hailstorm around the Gauteng province? And where can those facing life-threatening situations seek help? What time is it? It's question time. Gauteng, Muraro, Gurula. Welcome to the show. My name is Motorists. The country's readiness to cope with natural disasters is back under the spotlight. This as hailstorms hit parts of Gauteng's Mogale city and Ekurhuleni yesterday. Motorists found themselves trapped in floods and hail bigger than a golf ball. Many people say they thought the world was coming to an end. Torrential rains and storms hit parts of KwaZulu-Natal earlier today, with 3 people reported to have lost their lives. Parts of the province are expected to be declared disaster areas. We are live. If you can call us and air your views on the number 089-110-4210 or +27891104210, or tweet us your comments. Our Twitter handle at QuestionTime24. My guest today is Robert Mrauzi. He's the spokesperson for the Johannesburg Emergency Services, and from our Pretoria studio we are joined by Puseletso Mfokeng from the South African Weather Service. On the line we should have Lennox Mabaso, who is the spokesperson for the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs in KwaZulu-Natal. So let me welcome all of you to the show. Barauzi?
They want to see now what radio television.
Hey.
Good evening.
Poga. Welcome to the show. Maybe let me just start with you, Darren Mfokeng. Where the residents of KwaZulu-Natal warned about today's hailstorm?
Most definitely, we did issue the severe weather for yesterday across Gauteng province, and in the KZN, including the eastern areas of Eastern Cape, we had issued the possibility for heavy rain. So basically, indeed, we did warn the public in the KZN. In fact, everyone in South Africa has been warned. The difference, of course, would be how people access our information. On television, we have done our work. Those who watch television would have seen the warnings that we have issued yesterday, this morning as well. There are those who actually listen to radio. They also got the message. There are those, again, who prefer to follow the social media. We are also present in the social media, so we are actually interacting with quite some thousands of people of South Africa. And beyond that, our website is also updated with the forecast as we issue them.
I think you've just raised something which is very pertinent here. The fact that you're also on social media. Maybe most people are not following you, instead opting to follow, your celebrities and other people, and not critical institutions like yours. But are these rains a normal occurrence around this time?
Indeed, we do receive this kind of rainfall, especially in summer seasons. Or, let me put it this way, when we have the cut-off low pressure system running through the country, we would normally have the incidence of severe thunderstorms, which would obviously bring about tornadoes, sometimes only just damaging winds, sometimes localized flooding. It could be widespread at some points. Sometimes we also do have snowfall like we had seen in the Eastern Cape. The snowfall was also very much predicted. These are the events that are normally associated with the cut-off flow pressure system. And yes, they are normal. That's what we are used to. That's what we would normally warn about.
So, is this going to continue, or was this the end? And if it is going to continue, which parts?
Well, I must say that for most of us in South Africa, there is no threat at all for most of us. But in the wild coast of the Eastern Cape, that is areas just north of East London, areas like Tomo, areas like Tata in the Eastern Cape, there was still a threat earlier today. But I think going into these evening hours, there is clearance from the west. And again, the southern parts of KZN experienced those flooding that you had seen earlier. And for now, there was easing off of rain. The condition, or rather the extreme storms, are actually shifting to the northern coast of the province, which will also be included on the adjacent interior. In other words, areas south of Ulundi will still get good rains or heavy rain this evening.
Okay, we've just been joined now on the line by Lennox Mabaso, who is the spokesperson for COGTA in KwaZulu-Natal. Mr. Mabaso, welcome to the show, and our condolences to the families of those who have lost their lives. 3 people confirmed dead. Is that still the case?
Well, yes, indeed, we extend our heartfelt condolences because of the tragedies that we have experienced as a result of this inclement weather conditions we're experiencing in the province. We can confirm the total number of 3 deaths at this point in time. Indeed, our teams, disaster teams, are responding to all the incidents that have been reported. They are coordinating all the relief efforts. We are on the ground making sure that we are able to save lives and rescue people as and when necessary.
Now, Bob Mambas, where do people go, those who need help?
Well, at this point in time, the acting MEC for COGTA in KwaZulu-Natal, MEC Wezwe Tusi, has activated all our disaster centers. They are all responding to the incident on the ground. We have joined operations that have been set up in the municipalities that are well affected, particularly on the coastal belt of the province. Our people are able to approach their councillors with councillors and mayors on the ground. We also have Amakosi, traditional leaders on the ground. We have Izinduna, we have ward committees, we have community development workers, where people can approach and report any incidents that are developing. They are busy doing all the kinds of assistance that is needed. We have our volunteers, but in addition to that, we have numbers that people can contact. Which we've circulated, including the Provincial Disaster Center number, which is 0800 0005133. So 0800 0005133, where people can contact us, and then we're able to assist them. But we are also communicating in a number of platforms that we have with our communities.
But when one goes through some of the comments and commentary that is happening online, whether it be Twitter or other social medias, people are saying, well, in Durban, after all, the drainage systems have not been working. So it would appear that you were not ready for this. Lennox Mabaso? Okay, he wasn't ready for this question. Yeah, yes. I don't know what happened, but we'll try and get him back. But
What's it?
what is the state of affairs? Because it would appear that this also happened around Johannesburg areas as well.
Yeah, we have had a number of areas which were affected by the severe thunderstorm last night. Areas like Zandspruit, there were a number of households which were damaged when a tornado ripped through the area. You know, there were flying advertising boards which fell over some of the shacks in the area, and also in a honeydew there was one of the residential townhouse complex in the area which was badly affected. The roof, vehicles were damaged, the parking area also was damaged, and walls around it were also damaged. And there were some other areas in Alexander, a number of households which were affected, which we managed to attend to. And of course, most of our roads in the city of Johannesburg, where especially our low-lying bridges were flooded, which created a lot of chaos in our roads during the storm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Kay. Kay, you are in La Lucia in Durban. Kay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. How are you doing, Mpu?
I'm well. Thanks for the call. But how are you safe?
I was trying to get to you for many years. It's the first time.
Ah, there you go.
Thank God. But I also want to contribute. When we talk about the weatherman, we appreciate the weatherman. He gives us warning. But I think there's, when one too many warnings and no precautions taken by the service delivery, I'm talking the municipalities, this has contributed a big problem to our roads being flooded.
Yeah.
Due to lack of service of drainage. Our drainage, stormwater drains do not get serviced, and this causes major problems into our streets. And that's the reason our motorists are going through all this up to no good. I would appreciate if the authorities can get out of the suit and ties, go on the ground with the teams, and sort this big problem out in Mpu.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, that's a question that I had asked Lennox Mabaso when his call was interrupted. But I'm told Lennox Mabaso is back. Well, that's the question, Bob Mabaso. The drainage system is not up to a level where it would be able to deal with situations of this nature. Kay has just confirmed that.
Well, without actually underplaying the challenge that we have in terms of infrastructure, but I think at this point, it's not a time for finger pointing and blame game. We need to collectively work together to make sure that we mount an aggressive response in terms of saving lives. Of course, if the amount of rain that has been received is more than average, and this is a storm. If it has happened, we've seen it in the best of cities like New York during the hurricanes that we've been experiencing. In one incident which has led to the death, a container was actually pushed by gale force winds, and it fell into the car, and it led to the death of a person. So if a container can be moved by the speed of the gale force winds, it should tell you that you are not dealing with a normal situation. So as the amount of rain and flooding that we have received, it is because what we have received is beyond average, and it was coming at a huge volume at one go. So as a result, even the capacity of the infrastructure will be challenged. These things happen, and they are natural, and they are influenced by climate change. We want to say to everyone at this point in time, let us work collectively to respond to these incidents, because we know the effects of climate change are with us. And we are beginning to see the major signs of those in terms of the weather that we never used to experience, even in the seasons. Because within this particular season, we are not experiencing, we should not be experiencing snow like it's currently snowing in some parts of Kokstad and the Eastern Cape, not during spring. But we are seeing that. So it tells that there is some form of a change in terms of the climate situation as we know it. But we are very happy with the volunteers and all the communities that are working with us to respond to this disaster incident.
Okay, but well, the weatherman, and in this case, Ntate Mofokeng, says these are normal occurrences. I mean, it's not supposed to surprise you as Kokta. So you are not ready for this.
Well, as I indicated, we are preparing. We are always prepared for all eventualities. And you will recall that we just emerged from the drought situation, and we have not yet even recovered from the drought situation as the province. And we always knew that after the drought, there will come floods. And what I was highlighting is the point that we were sitting here in autumn, which will be a normal rainy season that should be preparing people to farm and farmers to start plowing and so forth. But we are experiencing floods and heavy rain and gale force winds. Normally, you in Zulu even have a month called July, which is called Ntulukazi. That's where you see a lot of wind.
Okay.
But we are seeing snow in almost summer. So I'm saying that is something that is a kind of an abnormality, and we cannot run away from the fact that climate change effects are really with us.
Okay.
But we are disaster prepared. We are prepared to deal with them. That's why we are able to mitigate. Had it not been for our level of preparation, the situation would have been worse than what it is. And we are continuing to work to respond to all the incidents, and we appeal to communities to heed instructions and take instructions from our disaster preparedness on the ground.
All right, let's go to Zvitiela Dinamuneng. Laga Samulo.
Kotong papa.
Ayat.
Lekai.
Ku khotso le kae na?
Nka bele kwele ba rutla ka go ba le ntubedi tse mang ba rena ka mbonta temlauz. Nka temlauz le kae?
Re tsule le kae?
Ke khotso.
Ayate.
Ke re magoro nka dula ga uteng ka tloga ka se bitiela le a shoma man.
Re a leboga ne di gasa.
Le a shoma. Okay, one question to Weatherman.
Yes.
Why we never been informed about this kind of crisis going to happen? So do we rely on Weathermen?
Oh, okay.
To question to Weathermen. Is Weathermen available?
Yeah, no, he's listening. He's in Pretoria, but he can hear your question.
Yeah, why we never been told, why we never been warned about this crisis? So do we rely on them?
Okay.
That's my question.
All right, Laga Samulo calling us from Zvitiela there. Datem Fugeng, how reliable are your predictions?
We're very much reliable. That's a very good question, I must point out. Like I pointed out earlier, we use television. As a presenter at the SABC, I do know that there had been a warning that was issued from the South African Weather Service, and I know that I presented that. I know I presented the conditions that were expected in KwaZulu-Natal. Earlier in the morning, of course, I'm not everywhere in the SABC, but there are other presenters as well. There had been a warning for severe thunderstorms expected over Gauteng. There had been records and records on radio that were actually issued. SABC radios also covered that very well. That's exceptionally well. The issue here would be where do the viewer actually gets his information from. But as of the information it was issued, it was there on the internet, that is our website, it was there on the social media, it was also there on television, on radio, on the newspaper as well. So maybe he can tell us as to where does he get his information so that we can actually provide it there.
All right, let's go to Rustenburg. Ndateson. Ayad. I have run out of airtime yesterday. We apologize about that. You must give us your number so that we can call you. Airtime it was finished. Yeah. Really, I must send my deeply condolences to those families that have lost their loved ones. It's so sad what is happening currently in our country, especially from KZN, and also the Gauteng. You know, it's something very, very. I did show it on the TV. That only they did show it, especially KZN. They did show the day before. So it's just we people, the viewers, we take things lightly, you know. I do think that's a major problem. Especially, you know, from all the households. Yes. Our dear sisters and our dear mothers, they don't like news and weather services from the television. Yeah. All what they do, 100% on the television, they change soapies only on the TVs. From this soapy to this soapy, from this soapy to this, even where I'm staying, my wife doesn't want news and weather and everything. Same as my kids, they don't want the news. So they say, oh, Daddy, always on news, always on news. I say, this is very important, you must keep listening to the news. And watch television. Weather Bureau is very, very critical, it's very important. Even though it's summer,
summer or it's winter time, we must take to weather good people from South Africa. Ladies and mama, let us be patient enough. Weather service is a matter of 2 minutes, before 3 minutes time.
Yeah.
They just show the weather there. Just go through it. Be patient enough. Salty, you're going to live and then live days of life there and generation all of Sheba. They'll be there for the rest of our life. But the weather is very important in our life.
Well, yeah, I think what he's saying is it's quite important because, I mean, on the news, whether it be radio, you just hear Sanangana Baretava, you know, or Lizoti and you know, you wonder, okay, what is this car? Well, it does appear that it's quite important. But now let's talk about Joburg. How severe are the damages, and how are you working around that? How are you assisting people?
Yeah, we have already started. The mop-up operation already started in most parts of the areas which were affected. Like as I speak now, our colleagues from disaster management are also attending to some of the affected households in Alexander.
Okay.
Of course, you will call we've got a number of informal settlements throughout the city, of which most of them might have been affected, due to this severe thunderstorm. So they're conducting that assessment to assess all the damages in those areas, so that all those communities can be able to be assisted. Maybe I concur with what Ntatne Mofokeng is saying. All the time when we get messages from them, we always encourage our residents out there to take these messages from the South African Weather Service seriously. There's a lot of other people who try to be like the South African Weather Service, of which we discourage our residents to take them serious, especially in our social media. So we say the South African Weather Service is the only authoritative voice.
So we must follow
South African Weather Service.
Not celebrities.
No. So make sure that we can be able to be informed about the weather.
Okay. Gift, you are in Northcliffe, very quickly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good day, Mpo. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for the call, Gift.
Oh, thank you, Mpo. After centuries. Kamlauzi, thank you so much. Mpo, I feel so bad actually to see what is happening.
Yes.
The thunderstorm. But the problem that I'm having is the issue of on the road. There is no drainage system. You understand? That's the problem, and I think people this tenders goes out, they must start doing this thing of drainage system. And then, as we black people, like, we don't watch TV or the news, because you find that everything, these weather services people, they will run at those particular services, but we don't take them too hard, we take them lightly, you see.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the education must start from the schools, that people could understand what is the importance of watching the news, especially weather services, and so that you could follow that. So now we say this is Mam Khashwa, we don't know, we're going to bring this cultural. And then to Mr. Malauza, I was very hurt. I heard you uttering a statement saying you were helping people in Alexander through this issue of thunderstorm, then people were hijacking your ambulances and so forth. And I was so touched also. So I think maybe the police must work on this thing, because you cannot render services and then people turn again and hijack the ambulances.
Yeah.
Soon you're gonna stop rendering those services in those areas, then they will be one to be blamed, you see. So I think this thing of drainage system must take place.
Okay.
Yeah, drainage system must take place. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Gift there from Northcliffe. Let's just wrap the show. Lennox Mombasa, let me just give you your closing remarks. What should people be on the lookout for, and those contact numbers again?
Well, we are urging all our communities at this time to heed all the advices, and those who are traveling on the road at this point in time, because noticed that most of our roads are jam-packed due to the peak hour traffic. We are actually encouraging people to tune in into the weather report as they plan their journeys, and also to be on the lookout because these rains and gale force winds are going to be with us. We have been advised throughout the night as well. Okay. So we are continuing with the work, and we urge people to contact all our structures on the ground. Your nearest community support is the ward committee, and Induna, and Nkose, councillor, and mayor, and then alternatively contact us on the numbers that we have given, and we greatly appreciate if the SABC can make sure that the numbers are popularized. 0800 0005133. 0800 0005133.
All right, thank you very much indeed. We've run out of time. Those are the numbers that you have also seen on screen there. And in case you need any form of assistance, please do call. Let's see that you will be assisted. And from today onwards, please take the weatherman serious. Don't change channels when TAT and company come. There, please listen to what they have to say. They are bearers of good, sometimes bad news, but at least they help us to plan the way forward. That was Question Time for today. A big thank you to my guests and to you for watching the show. From me and the entire crew, you have yourself a wonderful time. I'm a